again, and instead of chocolate, I have pizza that I've left in the fridge for a little week at least. Slightly stale, but you know, it's all good. I've had worse, for God's sakes. Okay, so from the last session of Doki Doki Convergence, well, you know, we've already joined the club, and I guess we were trying to wrap up more so for this festival, but it turned out that the festival hasn't really been greatly thoughtfully planned out, despite the fact that we did have a sort of brainstorming session between three members instead of everybody. But you know, surely there's going to be more to it, and of course there's a lot more going with Sayori. Well, actually, well, I mean there is, but we don't really have much to knowing exactly what's going on. An idea, of course. Let's see, what's some of the updates we got? Oh yeah, we got these two. Which, by the way, in case you haven't actually known, but I'm actually using these images as thumbnails for the video. So yeah, I mean, by the time you watch this video, you would have already knew that, of course. So we haven't actually unlocked many from the last one. So I'm going to have to try my best to implement others, which I have sort of, especially after, I believe, this part right here, which would have been part 6, something like that. What else did we get? Any more characters? I don't think we unlocked any more, honestly, because we've met most of the majority of them. Yeah. Sayori. Okay. And I think we also had music as well, but anyway, never mind. We are going to continue on, which I remember specifically we were outside, and I think from the sounds of it, yeah, our character was doing some basic martial arts training, ready for the world tournament that's going to be happening, so he can win the 1 million zenny. Anyway, yes, just recently I've actually been watching a little bit of Dragon Ball, and I'm enjoying the nostalgia. Oh, front kick and crescent kick. Yeah, I can't help but feel that this is stuff that Liam actually has also put into this point right here. Spot on, I guess. And roundhouse kick, yeah, what is there? Like an arcing kick? Oh, high-low punch? Yep. These are all sounding familiar. The loud ki. Yeah, that's how... Sorry. I'm a little bit robust on the voice right here, but that's pronounced ki, which is basically a ha! Sort of sound that you'd get when implementing some sort of heavy attack, and vocalization to startle your opponents or anything like that. Anyway, what am I saying? Am I a nerd for this kind of basic shit? Well, I'm not implying anything. Alright, 1 hour karate lesson session. I mean, an hour's good, I guess. A young age later, mother. Now I have to say, this is, you know, it almost comes down in a sort of personal bio, but a part of me also has that sort of influence from here too, because yeah, I think it sort of reminisces on what I also do. I don't want to explain too much of what I'm actually trying to say. You may have an idea of what I'm, you know, trying to talk about, but yeah, as I was reading that, I get the feeling that yes, he's probably jabbing at the fact of what we did as children too. So anyway. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, but this one's slightly different, of course. Alright. That's right, the Zen motif garden. Well, I mean, it's not really a Zen garden as such, but, it's a very nice garden. A little, the grass is a little bit long, but that's nothing to it, I guess. So, yeah. Yes, it's a very physical and emotional journey, especially when you're going through the challenges of martial arts. Sayori, there we go. That's exactly what we're going to get back to. Let's see how she's going, because she had us a little worried on the fact that she wasn't coping with the fact that, well, we don't really know what she's in fact coping off for. It suggested that she had very strong feelings to us, and, well, she only wants what's best for everybody but herself. That's was also implied from the other game. That's none of your business knowing, or for you to know where I'm going. I have a life too, just like you have as well. It was up to you. It was your choice and decision to tell us exactly what you plan to do with that life. abuse you. You know, it's not my problem if you can smell my sweat, but then again, what kind of sibling would come out here to smell sweat? So you can't really help it, of course. I'm just a funky kind of guy. Oh yeah, that's right, because we're trying to get the preparations for the festival happening, of course. Really not ready for it, you know. Just like with Natsuki and Yuri, they weren't ready for the preparation. They have to contribute to the festival as well. It's nothing that you need to worry about, of course. Oh, god damn, that is fucking crunchy shit. Are these not her house? I'm assuming that's her house there on the left. Sorry, I shouldn't talk with my mouth full. I still am. Shut up. Healing Mist. Oh, this all looks familiar. Well, okay, no, I don't think we've seen this part of the house of Sayori. What I was meant to say was that going into a house unannounced feels very familiar. We did that last time, and oh god, it wasn't good. Don't say that, the house is dead quiet, for God's sakes. I see what you're trying to do there, Liam. Anyway. Oh god, not the room. Yeah, when was the last time you visited her place? Oh, Jesus, here we go. Oh, God. Oh, well, nothing. Bad, at least. But from what I remember last time, you know, the first time I actually went up to Sayori's room for the first time, we still also had a bad feeling, even though nothing actually happened. It was only until the second visit, but I won't see much more. Yeah, shame on you. Should really be invested on your friends' schedule in life. You know, I try to. Not really. Oh, okay. Oh, very nice. Very colourful. I have to say, I do like the colours of the playground here. They really spot out. But you know what? And I will say this, especially when I'm looking at the swing set. Well, basically just the playground. It's going to sound very oddly specific, but I'm getting Lego Bionicle video game vibes with the Paraka playground. Because the most of the colours and the structure for the playground was yellow and red, and it really stood out. And it's hardly a bit of blue, but that's what I'm getting the feeling of right there. It's very weird, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was not the intention that Liam thought of. In fact, I guarantee that he wouldn't have actually thought of that at all. But yeah. Anyway, so playground, of course. Remember when back then when playgrounds absolutely harmed us in various ways, whether it was metallical and hot or plasticky and they shock us? Yeah. Oh, hello. Why, there was no one on the swing, but there she is. No, I'm trying to say... Did this... No, there wasn't a playground scene in the original Doki Doki game. There may have been a mention to it, but in a way this sort of feels familiar. I'm not exactly sure. Her attire, though, is I'm pretty sure she wore that sort of attire, her usual casual clothes when she was outside of school. This is like that scene in Ikiru, I believe, that Akira Kurosawa film in the early 50s. It's that, famous scene with the man sitting on the swing. He was dying of cancer, but that's beside the point. Oh, by the way, I'm going to try and be, not as jokerful as I have been the last couple of sessions, because this is where, this is starting to get very deep now, so I'm going to be a bit more mature about the whole situation and just keep it, at a point where I'm supposed to respect on the feelings that these characters are exchanging to each other. So, yeah. It's the Sayori that I remember from the first game, slightly. Oh god, sorry. I just remembered the pizza I'm eating is... Oh, that's the Ring of Fire. It's spicy. The spicy is not the issue. When I normally have hot things, I tend to hiccup, especially after the first bite. I'm just hoping that's not going to interfere. Feels like it's going to build up, but I'm just going to give myself a break and have a Primavera pizza instead. Anyway. Okay, so this is the weekend, as noted. Oh god. Her eyes, they're, whew. I mean, when I was looking at her eyes, I'm thinking of, it's, you see those eyes, they're very red, very tired and very soulless, and they've been used in certain memes and everything like that, like the character at a breaking point of their mentality. That's what I'm seeing right here. It's probably because of the shadow of the trees as well. That's also making it look as if her eyes look a little bloodshot. But actually, I'm not sure, but yeah, I can sort of see it in a way. Being a bit pressuring right there, but yeah, which also does not help with the situation. We've had this moment in which we've tried to get pressure down on Sayori to say no, what was happening? Yeah, we tried to reassure her that everything was going to be okay and all of that, which only seemed to fuel what she was actually feeling in the first place. What? Dark. Well, I mean, you may as well go ahead. Pinky promise. Well, start raising them fingers. Yeah. speak from my previous experience, we sort of knew that was the case. Yeah. Whew. Well, I had a feeling, this was going to carry over for this mod as well. How this is all going to turn out, well, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure, because this is, it's different from the original game. But it is sad when you've got people that are generally like this as well, and I've dealt with a few of them too. And it seems like no matter what you do or what you say, it just seems like it's not enough. And I think, funnily enough, well, not funnily enough, but you know what I'm saying, is that I think Liam has told me in person from this one point of life where there was someone that he knew very personally, I think I don't know if it was during high school or sort of after that, but had sort of a similar sort of path in which this person that he knew was a little hard to try and actually get them to see, the bright side of things, I guess. And some of us have experienced that in ourselves as well, so in different ways. I've always found Sayori's life also very sad to the fact, because it seemed like no matter what we do, the end result's always going to be the same. Her outcome is always going to be that in the game, and yet she becomes this victim with no escape route whatsoever, of getting out of this depression. And yet, therefore, when we finally see the end result of the of what truly happens to her at the end, then it definitely did hit hard. To me, it was it was shock, if anything, with sadness, of course, because we really want to feel with Sayori. And you get people that are, I guess in most cases, they see themselves as the fault as well. I remember one guy I knew in particular, especially during high school. I think I mentioned last session that I was like a sort of amateur therapist towards some people, like Dr. Phil, and he was basically saying that he was the reason for his depression and wasn't very kind to himself in a way. It was really uncomfortable and hard to actually try and support that and tell him, it's not everything. It's not all going to be that bad. You just have to keep your chin up and all that. I mean, as a high schooler, I haven't really been experienced in psychology or anything like that, so I only just went with what just seemed and sounded right, whether it was just logical or just how they should see it. But I will admit, like I said, I wasn't like a true expert on it, but for some reason a lot of people in my high school thought that was the case for me. it's not even, this is a new game, and already this is, it is hitting down deeply. I did say, I wasn't going to joke as much as I have been in the previous parts, so. And, in hindsight, I'm trying to show my appreciation to what my brother has actually made here. At least I'm hoping so. Oh shit. Well, compared to, okay, it wasn't a situation like this that happened in the original game, but, you know what, I can't really say for sure because, anything could have happened in between. Just give me a second, I just need to replug. So you may actually hear a, if you heard that, sorry, I'm trying to reconnect my my internet box because I'm actually I'm actually uploading the second part as I'm playing this as well. So I'm just playing this game, passing the time while the video is finished, uploading that is. I'm just remembering the time in which the main character from the original game got to. What was it? I think we had a choice. We had a choice of expressing our feelings, or we went over and hugged her. But I think no matter what happens, then the outcome was going to be the same. So, yeah. delving into someone else's depression, oh god, it's, I don't want to say it's not a nice feeling, but obviously when you delve into that, it becomes a lot more difficult to actually find, an exit point from it all, and not just for them, but even yourself as well, to find a solution. I can't really explain it in great detail, but yeah, especially when you say you want to go out of your way to try and help, and in most cases you basically start off without a guide. Not everyone's going to actually have the know-hows of what they're supposed to do for other people, and I'll admit, in some cases I had that, because obviously everybody else's situation is different. Was mentioning Monica. I will probably say, in a way, maybe it would have been, but anything could be a reason for all this. I mean, people like Sayori, though, are basically very prime examples of people that have suffered. Robin Williams, and it's easy to mistake on the fact on the outside, he's a very happy man because he makes us laugh and all that. I think there's an old saying where, I'm trying to remember. I'll put a little, I guess, post of it right here, but yeah. The day in which he passed away, that really hit us a lot more. It was like the next thing that actually really punched me in the gut after when Steve Irwin passed away back in 2006. So, yeah. But I guess in a way it's very common, especially for those that do put on that sort of happy facade over them. Whereas underneath that mask, obviously, it's different to what they actually are expressing to us. Like, I'm pretty sure, you're getting people that are a little bit more aware of, how depression plays and follows along through. But there's also still that other side in which people are still trying to work out what really is the cause or the drive for it. And obviously it varies in various ways as well. And obviously distractions, like what Liam's trying to do, bringing up the festival, are sometimes the best way to actually get them out from that pit as well. I think for me, during high school, that's what I've always sort of resorted to, was using something else completely different to what they were thinking at the time. A distraction, essentially. We have to have distractions in life. People say distractions are a bad thing. And no, they're not always a bad thing. We need them, especially when we do really need them at their more precious points. I kind of wish that I wish I had Liam over here, and he could also explain, I guess, what he's been going through. Not through his life, but as he was writing this, and just the thoughts that he would have had in his head, in a way, would have been a lot more interesting to hear. But obviously, I don't know if it's ever going to happen where we actually get to hear from his side how this all comes to play. Now he'll tell me, what he has felt with from behind the scenes, but it's really incredible that I'm playing a game in which this was solely made for my brother, as he made this. And as the older brother, I'm really showing my my appreciation. It may, in the last couple of sessions, may not sound like as if I have, because I have been a bit of a jokester, and I have stated I was a bit of an asshole, in a joking manner, but at this point, yeah, this is where I'm starting to just level that down, especially right now.